Good morning or evening. This is 119 Riverside. The lot is amazing. I have no idea what this was. I'm assuming there was a drainage something because of the rocks here, but I don't know. So, you are very close to, hello, you're super close to a flood zone, but you're not in one. Like these houses are. And there's like a little creek that's like way back in there. But this neighborhood is actually really cute. Like that's kind of an eyesore. But that house is super cute. So is that one. But yeah, so part of the property is it's called like a shaded X flood zone, which is flood insurance is not required, but the house isn't in it. And then another portion of like the roadway is going to be in a AE flood zone. But again, not the house itself. Here's the front of it. The yard is great. The driveway does like a U shape. The house that is behind this house is abandoned. I will walk over there and show you that as well. The roof looks brand new. The agent also texted me something that they were working on a couple of repairs. I'll text you what those were. So this is what it is. Okay, so the rain water is going to come from here. This could probably be cleared out, like that culvert needs to be cleared out. Because this is probably going to fill and then run into your yard a little bit if it's heavy. And then my assumption is it's going to be the same with this. Like water is going to trickle down onto this path and over there. So here's a side of the house. You can't see the neighboring house really because of the trees. But there's like two houses over here that look like that are on this road right here that are abandoned and overgrown. So you don't have a ton of backyard, but you have a bomb front yard. And the backyard's not bad. It just needs to be, I don't know that I would clear it out. You could fence it. And there's a squirrel. There's the back side of the house. Here's across the streets. So I was on base before this, and my drive here was like 7 minutes. Another thing I noticed when I got here, so VA loan, it's going to be appraiser specific. However, my guess is they're going to want a railing put here for VA requirements. They could very well not, but I have seen it go either way. I've seen a house with a VA loan and them not want a railing. And then I've seen a house with multiple steps and them want a railing. So it kind of just depends on the appraiser and how they're feeling for the day. Okay, so when you walk in, it smells like paint. There's gonna be a closet right here. This house has been like flipped or redone. I don't know if it was a flipper or if it was, I don't even know where to go. If it was a flipper or if it was, I'm gonna go this way. The homeowner. Okay, so I'm looking for the light switch that turns this on, and there we go. Just takes a minute. Okay, so again, there's the front door. You walk into this little hallway right here. There is a bedroom immediately off of the front door. But if you take a left, this is your kitchen. Here's your living space. Back door. Like, I like that they've got like a nice patio. Even though that weird angle of brick is strange. This is a big living room. It's nice. The ceiling is also not textured. This is the garage, or was the garage. You've got a couple of steps coming down, and then the bay window with the archways. Your attic access is also in here. Your laundry is also in here. If you wanted, this would be an easy door to frame out. And you could also enter in, because your driveway is over here. Laundry. They did throw a door and make it a barn door. I've also seen people convert these spaces into living rooms as well. But this living room is massive. It could even be like, I don't know, if you drink, like a little bar room with a couple of chairs. Okay, again, that's the front door. That's that closet that I looked in. Hop into the kitchen, small dining. Or I guess you could do that. You could make one of those rooms a dining if you wanted it. Okay, kitchen, refrigerator. This is, you could go a little bigger, but not much. It looks brand new. Pantry. They have granite countertops. The appliances are new. They've not even taken off. Some people don't know, this is just a protector film. I 100% had someone say that their oven was blue. And I was like, it's probably not. They just hadn't taken off like the little film that's on there. So again, that's where the laundry is. This is amazing. If you've never had one, it is a tankless hot water heater. You never run out of hot water. It's run from gas. There's a gas tank in the back. There's a fuel tank in the back. Your temperature can be adjusted with this. Yeah, you can just up it to 125 or 130, however hot you want your hot water. We have one and I love it. And you literally never run out of gas. I have no idea what this is. Again, I like the sink. Cabinets. Cabinetry also looks new. I'm gonna have to dig a little bit more to find out the history on this one. As I almost fall. So there's not a ton of cabinet space, but there's enough. And you could very easily, if you wanted, also, this is beadboard. This is not uncommon. This is where they've put two strips together. You could do like a little butcher block island or something if you needed a little more space, and it would fit in here very comfortably. Okay. All right, what's a little funky is just the fridge. It's not funky, it's just in a weird spot. So, okay, again, living space, front door. Here's that bedroom that you walk almost right into. This overlooks the backyard. There's that propane tank. What happens is you would just call Suburban Propane. They're the ones that own the tank and have them fill it. I think typical fill is about twice a year. And this is a ballpark number. This is just what I've heard. It costs roughly anywhere from $100 to $200 each time to fill. So $200 to $400 a year. There's a spot on the ceiling. My guess is probably from condensation. They tried to paint over it, but I can still see it. It's a little bit yellow. So this isn't a badly sized room. I think the downfall is it's literally right off the front door. This is probably where your air handler is. Yep. Okay, and then another bedroom. I guess that room I was just in doesn't have a closet, so it'd be considered a bonus. It's probably not going to be considered a bedroom. And while bedroom closets are not always the indicator of a bedroom, and we're just going to say that in this instance. What I do notice, and it's just around this support right here against this exterior wall, your flooring is just a tiny bit higher. But again, I don't think most people would notice it. You can't see it. It's not an aggressive slope or anything. And then bathroom. This is the bane of my existence, the skylights. I hate them because they always leak. It seems like. You can have them removed. I have no idea. I don't think it's actually that hard. I say that, I don't know. You have to cover it in from up here and then obviously fix the roof. Another bedroom. There's a ton of bedrooms in here. This bedroom, they're all very comparable in size. This window is gonna have to be replaced. See how foggy it is. Doesn't mean it has to be replaced now, but that will absolutely show up on inspection. What's wild is it doesn't look like moisture. It almost looks like sun damage, which is interesting. So even the doors are new. They didn't even remove the stickers. Or paint them, for that matter. Usually doors come unpainted, so you have to paint them. Yeah, these, I would 100% paint these. They're just like the cheap, flat primer. Okay. And then this is what is going to be considered the primary room. Again, not a bad size. These are killer, these stupid little closet doors. AC unit looks relatively new also. I don't love, and I don't know, I'm not a stormwater person. I don't love its location because of how the land slopes. And I don't know how much you can tell in this video. You're higher up there. You're higher up there in the tree line, and all of this slopes downward. So I don't know how much water is really I'm assuming it's probably not gonna be gushing down this way. I honestly don't know. We're supposed to get a shitload of rain this weekend. I'll come report back. Because I think there's obviously a tree line right there is gonna help and some other things. And I'm assuming most of it would probably be caught up there, but I don't actually know. And so My thought is if there's a ton of water running down here, it's going to be running straight into this side of the house, straight into the AC. I love this color. It's pretty. Tub is new as well. They cut the tree down. So yeah, everything, this floor is a little bit funky. Everything in here is new, for the most part. I would remove this tree in its entirety. It's too close to the foundation of the house. Let me hop out back again. So you got a ton of rooms. Room without a closet. And then you got the 4 rooms over here. I'm sorry, 3 rooms in the bathroom. If you wanted to, you could make one of those a closet. So my wonder is if this wasn't put here as some sort of stormwater mitigation. Again, I don't know. I'm sorry, this video is literally taking forever, and I'm sorry if you're tired of me talking, but they do have gutters. They've put gutters on the back side of it, which is great. Because, yeah, there's the road, and again, I know it's a lot harder to tell on a video. But this is feet higher. And if you do have rainwater, it's all going to come down this way. And of course, your crawl space access is also over here. So my guess is the reason all the pine needles are here, and again, I could be wrong, there's obviously a pine tree here, but you have to wonder, because there's such a large concentration of like shit, is it because the water is bringing it here? I honestly have no idea. Let me pop in here. Oh my gosh. So yeah, it smells very like mildewy over here. All right. I'm going to get some info on the crawl space and the water. I know it looks pretty and all. The only way I would feel comfortable with you guys buying this house is if that crawl space was encapsulated, and it's not. But if the seller would agree to have it encapsulated, that is the only way that I would feel like okay with you guys buying this house. And I don't say that to like scare you or worry you. I just know how costly crawl spaces are. And especially because of where it's sitting, like, this is going to be why these houses are on bricks. Granted, also part of it because they're in a flood zone. But their source of water is coming from a completely different direction than the source of water for this house. But let me pop over and show you guys the front right here. Oh, that's just from the faucet. All of the like calcium deposit buildup. So yeah. I don't know. If it is encapsulated, they did a fucking terrible job. No, it's not. You can see. Okay. So yeah, I feel like that's the only way that I'd be like, oh yeah, no biggie. Unless I come over, if we get a huge rain, and none of this is an issue. But it's something to keep in mind. All right, guys, I'm going to upload this and let me know what you think.